What up? It's your boy T-Ray on the reaction. Today I'm doing some videos to like make up for the week that I missed or anything, was regular reaction or trying to laugh and all that, or wrestling reaction or music reaction. So we're going to get to stuff in some one videos I wanted to fit into Wrestling Wednesday. So I after the RKO, I knew it was pressure time and AEW's going to start, so I had to stop right there. And I did see who was the Joker while for the men, John Morrison, or Johnny Nitro, or Johnny Impact, but now Johnny Elite. That was nice though. That's a good pickup by AEW. Now the women's one, I mean, I was good to see Maki, especially she came out of the face tunnel, but I was expecting a better surprise, but it's still a good match between her and Britt. But other than that, about to get another video from Polana. Now, I'm gonna tell you about Polana. Lately, he's been doing his thing with videos that I would have been agreeing with, though. The first video. But you remember the first video I decided to react to because I heard about the video. And the group I used to be in, folks was teasing me about this video and everything because for some reason that group don't like baby faces. I just got the feeling they don't. But it is why WWE baby faces sucks, whatever. And that video gave me a headache watching that joint. I don't lie, I thought Polana was an entitled dick who was so just like some of the people in some of the groups I'm in, just love back, just got a hard on for villains and bad guys and everything. So yeah, that's that. I feel like some people still like that, especially with the wrestling community. Now this one, might be one of the ones I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it because maybe the title misleading. But I'm hoping I'll have the same same feeling I had with him with the why babyface sucks thing. Is Rey Mysterio's son is ruining his career. The reason why I'm saying that because I stay around the folks who be dogging the shit out of Dominic Mysterio. Like oh my god. It's one female wrestling fan. I don't know if she like the complete opposite of me, completely love heels and heels only and everything. And sometimes I feel like she don't like people other than black folks, you know what I'm saying? And she gets on my nerves with her I say what I see, because she always have this I said. You ever heard folks that have this I said what I said? The Nina Leaks. The Nina Leaks syndrome. She's go through the Nina Leaks syndrome. Like she lived by the I said what I said and everything, and everybody disagreed. She tell them to go jump on, play in traffic, or jump on a bridge or something like that, or go get fucked by a dude or something like that, because that's how she feel like that. I don't like people like that. To be honest, like if you have somebody against it, they automatically they might disagree with you, automatically shut them off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's your words, I say what I said. I don't like people like that. But anyway, she's one of them. But a lot of people stayed dogging Mysterios lately, especially Dominic, though. She's one of them that I put the posters like, Mysterio goes back, who cares? Or can we get rid of Dom? Can Ray retire and release Dom all the time? Or being some folks be downplaying Dom wrestling and everything. He's been improving. I get he green shit with an NXT. I was kind of hoping they put him in NXT for a while, like be part of it though. Still a face though. But some folks is wishing hell on him just to have a reason to dislike him. Some want him out the business, all that. So I want to see this video by Polana about why Rey Mysterio's son is reviewing his career. But it's question mark, so we'll see. Let's get it.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another hot takes video. You guys send me your hot WWE or AEW or any wrestling hot takes, and I react to it. Anyways, let's get right onto the video with the first one that comes from Panda Penguin.
Okay, it's one of them outtake ones. Okay. All right. So it's one of these. I'm about to look. So I'm about to skim through it a little bit. Here we go. I'm just want to mainly read about the Dominic Mysterio ones. So let's get it.
Championship run with his brother. The next hot take comes from Assassin Killer, and they say the WWE is wasting Rey Mysterio with Dominic. And honestly, guys, I have to completely agree with this hot take.
Here we
because
go.
at this point, there is no reason that Dominic and Rey Mysterio should be together. At this point, Dominic is just holding back Rey Mysterio from having some great legendary feuds with the names of AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Edge, or anybody else on the main roster for that matter. I think the tag team run these two had was cool in the moment, but it has to come to an end, and Dominic Mysterio should go to NXT and actually learn how to be an entertainer, because it just isn't cutting it. And in the meantime, you can have Rey Mysterio do some important things on Raw or SmackDown. Like a feud between him and Roman Reigns would be so epic, but why aren't we seeing it? Because he's attached to Dominic at this point. Get Dominic out of here, boy. Faded says that the mid.
Okay, so this one short little takes on anything, and that was one of them. All right, I will say this. I don't agree, of course, or anything, but I will like to see Dominic have a run on NXT though, as a up and coming face or anything, or if publicity, if Legado has become a face soon. Or they the war between him and Tony D'Angelo, and as well the war Tony D'Angelo grow bigger, meaning more people join Tony's side. He could be a good addition as well too. Because I was thinking that Fabian Aichner would be a good addition to Tony and anything, and Dominic would be an extra for the Legado. But then folks say we don't need folks, and then folks who were saying don't need mediocre next to them because folks, regardless of their alignment, they're loving Legado or anything. I could be fully if they were heels, but they at least. But recently now, what's mark out moments? I guess they call it. The website I usually follow for when it comes to alignments. Yeah, Smart Out Moments has recently moved the male members of Legado into tweeners, so that's what's up. So I'm hopefully they'll become either leave them as tweener or become faces elite, or even better, make them faces as well too. I know the reason why they hold them back a little bit because Elektra is still being a heel and anything, but most of the Legado stuff they've been like mostly on some face side, but he has done some moments or anything and been questionable against Tony D. So I will say I agree with being tweeners, but Tony D be the heels, so that's good enough for me. But it would be nice to have Dominic join them and be the equivalation if say they get somebody like Fabian Aichner or somebody else, more powerhouse. But I would love to see Dominic in there as well too. If he had to go Legado or still be on his own as a face though, I would like to see it. But I don't think he's on his dad back. And if anything, he don't have to be. They don't have to always be a tag team. They can have feuds. They can still be together, and they can still be fused together and still have single feuds though. That's the thing though. I thought they was going that direction as well too with the Fear. They could possibly go there with Fear in a minute too. But like I said, I don't agree with it. They're not wasting. He's not ruining his dad's career, man. Let them have this moment, man. This what's up, man, for real. Now let's see the other takes. I don't care about that one. Hot take, being a wrestling fan is kind of embarrassing nowadays. I'm going to check that one out, to be honest, because like I said, I would say it's embarrassing. I will say this: it's stressful as fuck. Especially being someone like myself who rolls with the face about the alignments and everything, and roll with the faces mainly and everything. Because I roll with the good guys and anti-heroes. That's why I added twins on it as well too. Know what I mean? Because the tweeners are cool, they get cheered for it and everything. You're supposed to cheer for a tweener. It's just the heel thing. I don't encourage root for the bad guy villains. I know folks do it because you're supposed to like what you like, but I don't do it because I don't want people getting a wrong idea about me or thinking I embrace it or encourage certain things or anything. So no, and it's for my mental way too, because I don't want my mental state to get the wrong idea either. But being a wrestling fan is, I don't want to say embarrassing, but it's definitely stressful. I will say that. Especially with the conflicting thing with the alignment situation, how they booking things like the sausage bank situation, and the Naomi situation, how they how certain companies like to run shit to the ground and thinking a heel turn did any better, but they still shoving Roman down our throats. And at the time, I let it slide because he was a face before, but now as a heel, I'm seeing more and more now. It's crazy, but anyway, let's see why he say that being a wrestling fan is embarrassing.
Tobey Maguire, and they say that being a wrestling fan is kind of embarrassing nowadays, and I'm guessing that you are relatively young, because other than that, I don't really see anybody that's an adult really care about it, because when I was a kid, I felt the same way. It's just a lot of insecurities and whatnot, but no, being a wrestling fan is not embarrassing whatsoever. If that's what you like, that's what you like. A lot of people like Star Wars, then you got the MCU nerds, and being a nerd is kind of cool, and wrestling is kind of nerdy, so you know what? I disagree with you, Maguire. I don't think being a wrestling fan is nerdy. I do think that I used to think like that when I was a kid in middle school and high school, but I don't think like that anymore, you know, because you kind of just grow up. DJ.
Okay, so so I'm definitely gonna check this out, but I will say this: it's not embarrassing, but there are people who make it hard to be a wrestling fan. And think about it. Is people that make it hard to be a wrestling fan was folks inside of wrestling and outside. Like sometimes the outside of wrestling, the usual wrestling is fake and anything. Why are you so excited about scripted sports and all that? That I say that lately that's been like not as bad compared to what we hear within the community as well too. And everything. The hot takes you hear, especially some of the hot takes. That I mean, not some of these, but hot takes in general or anything. And I told you with the lineman situation as well too. So I had one folks said this, and I felt like maybe wrestling and being a wrestling fan is not for me. Somebody said that I like my family. I like wrestling because it's the one time where the bad guy and the villain triumphant all the time, most of the time. Because then that made me think like, damn, maybe wrestling is this is the one fandom that's catered more towards villains and bad guys than heroes and good guys, and maybe it's not for a person like me. But then it's supposed there. Then I see other stuff that happen, and then when they actually show love for the good guys and all of that, when they make good guys feel relevant, including one they about to say is a shit champion, then I agree. But then again, I double back because you know with they catered they put the bad guys on best pedestal more than the good guy. Like they give a Hill, who are the villains and bad guys, a longer championship runs, whether they're a women's champion, a men's champion, a tag team champion, than they do with the faces, or they give them a championship right away, quicker than their face. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, Pretty Dudley. Like everybody was so excited about seeing the Creeds finally get the title, then they turn around and get right to Pretty Deadly's debut in NXT. Who I get, and they did the same thing with them when they was in NXT UK. They first championship run, they gave them a tag team championship as well too, in their first title fight. Like I don't like this is where it irked me and like makes me want to question my fandom. Always make me question my fandom as well too, like, and always why they do that. And then I hear folks saying it's easy to be hated on to be loved, because love you gotta find. It's harder to be a lovable person and all that to be a good guy, which is stupid in my opinion. But that's my opinion. Comment down below what y'all think about this. Now this one, I'm gonna hear it, but I'm a little tired of hearing folks shit on Adam Page. I really am, and especially, and I feel like that's also what part of what I'm just talking about as well too. Like they show the least respect for face champions though. I dislike that. But let's keep going.
Says that Hangman Page is a shit champion. First off, you ain't even spelled Page the right way, which means
hold up. I just peeked that he did it. That's why I was thinking. I thought he saw about. That's why I thought he saw about Paige the wrestler. But yep, I was just thinking about that. I just peeked that too.
Champion. First off, you ain't even spelled Page the right way, which means you aren't even a Hangman Page fan like that.
Yes.
Secondly, he's not a shit champion.
Thank you.
I completely blame Tony Khan 100% for ruining his title reign, because the man literally did not give it the focus that it deserved. You had a bunch of guys coming, whether that was William Regal, Keith Lee, or even Jeff Hardy, and they had a major focus rather than the champion. AEW basically posts these top 5 moments of the week videos on YouTube, and Hangman Adam Page is never even featured on there, which is a problem. Hangman should be your #1 focus. He should be doing the best and most important things on your show, and that is why I blame Tony Khan and his terrible booking.
Yeah, it's not him. It's the booking. Because when he's there, he's doing his thing. Like, and the thing about this is what gets me. He's doing what folks want faces to do. He's doing what people want their faces to do, but you're shitting on him for that. And it's because of the booking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's what I get. It's what irks, one thing irks me about wrestling fans is that wrestling dudes all the time, especially when it comes to faces. You complain about faces being bland or stuck in the box and all this, but at the same time, when the face do step out the box just a little to make their faces run a little more exciting, or they do say a nice little promo that's invigorating and everything, you thinking they're heelish. They call them oh they get a little heelish. They ain't like they ain't what face supposed to do. I feel like some of us did not grow up in the Attitude or Ruthless Aggression era, or they're changing the narrative of what happened in the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude era to what's happening now. Because a lot of people in the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude era that were faces stepped out the box, wasn't bland or anything, but you complain about the PG them watering down, but you're doing just the same thing that you're complaining about as well too. That's what gets me. Like, even the same girl I mentioned about in the group all in, she's assuming that Cameron Grimes is a heel now. He's not a face just because of that promo he did when he got his belt and everything. Like, what has he done heelish? He has done a damn thing heelish. Most of this thing has been face. If you think, and then another thing is this other group other website database I follow for alignments. The updates alignments is the SmackDown Hotel, something like that. The SmackDown Hotel, something like that's called, and they already jumped the gun calling it the Street Profit Hill because of their actions, but. I would at least make them tweeners, but only thing they done it against other faces just to show that they're not to be played with, they're not to be overlooked. But they still, but in the end of the day, they still act like faces. Like, this ain't what guys in the Attitude Era did. Like Eddie Guerrero, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, doing their face run, they still do stuff with a little bit with some edge in it still, regardless though. Even way back in the New Generation era, the late great Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, when because most of his success, surprisingly, people don't think about it, most of his success in WWE was during his face run. You know, but he still had the bad guy persona, but he was a face and everything. So there's that. And Diesel as well too, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels a little bit. And like I said, and the Attitude Era DX as well too. They was faces and everything, but they still had the antics that was edgy and stuff like that. But nowadays, if a face do that, they thinking, oh, this guy's acting heelish and all that. No, he's stepping out the box a little bit. He's stepping out the blandness you accuse him of, but want to keep him in the box though. It's crazy. And I know I made this video. I'm always making these conversation videos longer than it is, but sometimes I like to express myself with wrestling, though. But let's see this one right here. WWE as a whole is more entertaining in the pandemic era than since the return of the crowd. I somewhat agree on this one, but let's see his take on this.
Of crowds, and again, I kind of disagree with this hot take too.
I'll play this. It's like a 50-50. I take that back. It's 50-50. Some parts of it, I feel like the pandemic, the no crowd / virtual crowd thing was like they forced a lot of a situation. I feel like if they did have a crowd, I feel the Hurt Business and possibly Retribution wouldn't have been held their whole run. I think like they'll at least be tweeners or even possibly faces. The reason why I say this, because the way MVP did the Hurt Business, it's part of it wasn't heelish, but they try to force them to be heels by having them be bullies in the backstage, and then when they getting popular again with Bobby winning the championship, that couldn't have been a trigger to pull to make them faces or tweeners, but Vince so low with heels, they made them breaking up the Hurt Business, and even for the back, speaking of Retribution, even for back when Hurt Business was going against Retribution, that could have made them tweeners right there as well too, or even faces, but that didn't capitalize on that, as well as Retribution. After they reason for why they did what they doing in the WWE, that should have made them at least tweeners at best at that. But in the crowd, because the crowd would probably been behind them, agreeing with them, because most of the folks was agreeing with what Retribution doing. But you made them a heel, so you made it a conflicting situation. Same with Her Business, you made it a conflicting situation for folks like that don't root for the bad guys or villains.
I feel like that the pandemic era was not bad whatsoever. Even before the Thunderdome era, the first half of the pandemic era was a lot of fun. There was a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
You had Sasha Banks and Bayley running around with all the championship gold. You had Drew McIntyre's tuttering, which was really fun. And then Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, and all that kind of stuff happened. So you know what? It was not bad whatsoever. But right now, I think it's a lot better, especially with the crowds. I don't know why they're piping in any crowd noises, because they're getting pretty good reactions. But I like WWE right now compared to before with no audience.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says that you really want a hot take? Well, the Wing Eagle WWE Championship design.
I'm not listening to that. We're not listening to that. All right, we'll listen to that because I would like to see that. Here's my suggestion: is the best wrestler. I agree. I'm not going to race. 26 was the best year of the Ruthless era. There was no. I would like to hear this one.
As 2006. And you know what? 2006 is my personal favorite year of WWE, just because that was when I was 9, and around that time, that's when you were in peak WWE fan mode there. So it's my favorite year, but I will say it's not the best objective year. I think 2003, 2002, or even 2000, those are some of the best years of all time. So I'm sorry, 2006 isn't the best. And if we're talking strictly Ruthless Aggression, I think 2002 and 2003 were much better.
It was.
The next hot take says that
Belair has the ability to be as big as Roman Reigns. I will see that. I would definitely look at this one. She does, man. It's just they can't get Roman Reigns tribal dick out of their mouth for a second. That's why, and I posted that meme. Somebody said that hopefully RK Bro was the undisputed tag title. I hope so too. It's time to die down the bloodline just a little bit. It's been hot for a minute. Don't make it stale. You're gonna make it stale. All right. We already dealt with. I told you we already dealt with the Reign of Terror with Triple H and Evolution. We don't need it. We don't need to deal with that shit again. We don't need to deal with that shit again. We don't. But keep going.
Has the ability to become as big as Roman Reigns only if she is pushed properly. And honestly, she does have a chance. I think she has that mainstream appeal the same way that Roman Reigns does, the same way that Sasha Banks does. So if WWE does push her, which is looking like they are doing that right now, I can totally see Bianca Belair be on the same level as Sasha and Roman Reigns. So it's kind of possible. Alarmist says that Ziggler could be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. And come on,
I'm gonna listen to this though.
That's just like I have COVID right now, but this is a bigger joke than me getting COVID, because Alarmist, there's no way Ziggler.
Yeah, no. I just want to hit a little bit of tip he said right there. No. Ziggler, I'm so mad that they made him the NXT champion. I didn't get. I guess to make Braun and Total champion for a reason. Was confused on them making him the NXT champion, but I get it that it was a way to revitalize his can't get the words out, his career, but no. Let's see. Raw low-key been better than SmackDown. And Hook says, all right, the Raw being better than SmackDown slightly, I'm going to leave that up in the air. But Hook, yes. And I'm so glad Hook House is happening. One, because we've been that's good. Folks been wanting that since their first interaction. A nice little rocket side connection, like head cheese. You go back to Head Cheese, or even when Hook's dad Taz was teaming with Spike and won tag team championship. Yes, I'm so glad. 1 and 2, Hook's now officially a face or tweener. Either way, yes, because that whole thing with Hook was so conflicting. It's like he was hailed by association because he was Taz's son and rolled with Team Taz, but really he was a face. And the thing, I'm gonna say this too. Only his first 1 or 2 matches he was against against a face, but most of his matches have been against mostly heels. So why you still have him come out the heel tunnel for a while? Now, knowing that he's a tweener, but I was also assuming he possibly had a tweener, but SmackDown will tell him still labeled as heel, but now they got him labeled as faces. They see what's going on, and yes, but let's see his take on this. And I'm gonna be biased and say yes over MJS, because fuck MJF. That's what I'm gonna say.
Has been better than SmackDown, which I agree with that take. I think Raw has been a lot better than SmackDown, but
yes.
SmackDown is so ass right now. Whoever's writing it just sucks. Like WWE.
Okay, so I kind of it's SmackDown been having their dominoes. I will say that I guess this is like a blessing in the sky. You know, a lot of people been talking Raw, but SmackDown. But it said that SmackDown get the other end of the state. It's too bad they can't balance the shows out and anything, but.
Should get that person, get them out of there, put them somewhere else, maybe fire them, I don't know, but get them out of the WWE because that stinks. And they've been making SmackDown trash while Raw has been killing it, so keep it up. I agree with you, Angel. Jacob says that.
All right, so yeah. Ooh, I'll definitely watch that. But yeah, and think about it, especially what they got going on with the thing between the club and Judgment Day. And again, I'm begging this, but I feel like they will still do it. Please do not ruin the club by having Finn Balor turn on AJ to join the Judgment Day. Don't do that. Don't do that. They say it's likely going to happen, but don't do it. Reconsider, please. Let us enjoy the club in WWE as a face for a little bit longer than before. Now I'm saying you had a couple of times, just as long as you did with the OC, or as long as we had with the Battle Club when Finn was rolling with the Good Brothers. Please let that last for a minute, and add a 4th member, or even surprisingly have Cody be part of it as well too. But please do not have Finn Balor join Edge. No. I understand Finn need a jump start, and I always hate that heel turns is always hate that the way go to is heel turn. Do something what T-Pain say? Do something else. Holy shit. That's what I feel with wrestling sometimes. Do something else. But anyway.
John Cena sucks at
here
wrestling.
We go.
Just stop. Like, you're not cool for making these crazy hot.
Thank you. That and when Roman was the face, Roman can't wrestle. Roman sucked. I feel like most of this with the John Cena and Roman situation back when Roman was a face, not the tribal cheat bullshit. And the cheat line, the boozos, they were saying this just to be cool, and this is why I have my gripe about the whole heel turn with Roman. It's like he pretty much catered to the haters more than his fans. I know there are folks who loving this tribal chief Roman better, but the reason why I have my disdain about that mainly is I feel that he catered to his haters more than sticking with his true fans, like Cena did. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's keep going with the Cena
takes. John Cena is actually underrated by the IWC when it comes to his in-ring work, is what my opinion is actually. So you know what, Jacob? You can take your hot take and shove it straight up your candy ass.
Yes, man.
And the last hot take comes from Brendan, and he says that Edge.
I'm gonna biasly agree, but let's see.
Should have never turned heel. That face run could have lasted forever. And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really mind. I think what they're doing with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, and most likely Finn Balor in the future, is kind of cool.
Please don't do it, but they won't probably do it anyway.
So I don't mind it whatsoever. Do I think that Edge could have still been a face? Probably, but I'm kind of enjoying his heel run right now. You got to just give it some more time. Anyways,
But like, yeah, I could have. Yeah, I would love to face. But I guess I'll put it like this. I will love, biasly, I will love Edge has been staying in the face, but I get that folks was missing missed the rated R heel Edge and everything, because that's what made him who he was and all that. But yeah, because folks say that's his best run, but yeah, I understand that. But for the love of God, please don't put Finn with them, man. It's so cliche, man. It's not needed. Like, but anyway. I didn't expect to make this video longer than this because videos won't really 8 minutes, but you know when it comes to this stuff and you have hot takes and you gotta say your piece on it, being a longer video than it is like with Sasha Banks video. So I apologize for making this video longer than it's supposed to be. So I'll put it as WWE plan hot takes include such as Rey Mysterio's son's music career and other hot takes and my hot takes. So anyway, but yeah, I feel that the main one I want to see was Rey Mysterio. Let's do a review of the ones. Rey, I disagree, but disagree on Rey on Dominic's holding Rey back. But I somewhat agree that Dominic should have a run on NXT. I would love that. I don't care. I didn't care about the Miz one. Was the other take being rested? It's not as embarrassing. It's just you're dealing with. It's like not embarrassing, more stressful than anything. Heyman's not a shit champion. He's not a shit champion. It's the booking. It's the booking. The booking could be better. I will say that, but he's doing his thing. When he's there, he's doing his thing. Though, to be honest, I feel like him being there a little bit is like it takes away a chance of folks turning on the crowd turning on like they did with Cody and AEW, like they someone kind of do with Cameron Grimes like this as well too, and then once they with Brian Breaker, like sometimes less is more sometimes, you know, and I feel like that one that they're doing it. The booking may have been not good with him making them an important champion, but less is more. You don't want him to be stale or anything. And the same with him and CM Punk's pretty good. The Pandemic, I said 50-50. Agree and disagree. Agree and disagree. Agree. Disagree because the crowd wasn't a problem, but I disagree because some of the crowd was needed for certain situation. What was the other one? I didn't care about that one. And the Shinsuke, I agree, he's a good champion, but I didn't feel like reading that. I will agree with Plano on that. I would say this is good, but I would say it was not the most exciting one. I say the earlier one. Bianca, yes. You just take the dick out of your mouth for take Roman's dick out of your mouth for a minute, Vince. Dolph Ziggler being the one, ha. That's all I'm gonna say. I kind of agree. Like I said, they're doing their thing with the whole club versus Judgment Day. RK Bro is lit. I told you I agree with the second one, Hook, especially with Hookhausen. And even the thing with Bianca Belair is pretty nice though. And John Cena, you just another dumb take, just another bandwagon take. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Gina don't suck. You just hate. You're just a rebel. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a rebel who had to follow a following rebel, and somewhat agree. I agree. I agree biasly and everything, but I understand that folks wanted the heel they fell in love with as really are and everything. But please, I am totally disagree. I am so totally against the whole Finn Balor joining Judgment Day. And sadly, it might happen, but I am totally against it. I don't want it to happen. I don't want to have both being biased as to a face, and both regardless of alignment. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let us enjoy the club for a minute, for a good while as well too. But other than that, and even so, go back to Bianca Belair. Folks was trying to have Mick Hill too. Don't do that either. Let her be a role model long enough for the black girls black girls and black teenagers, black women in general growing up. Don't make her a heel. Yeah, make her the good guy. Keep her being a role model for a good while. But other than that, if you like Mari Lashing, again, sorry to make this video longer than it is, but when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to stuff like this, I gotta express myself sometimes, because sometimes I hold it in because I have nowhere to express myself, or I gotta walk on eggshell because, you know, folks to avoid folks getting the wrong idea. But That's why sometimes when stuff like videos like this come out, it being longer than it is, I gotta express myself. But it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.